Hi, this is Joe Smolinski. Today we're going to be reviewing Lionel Santa Fe NW2 Switcher. It's model number 83382, and it could also be found in the 2016 Volume 2 Lionel catalog.
And I am her coach, and we're with the Chicagoland Lionel Railroad Club. This is Lionel's NW2 Santa Fe engine that they released in the catalog 2016 Volume 2. And it's on page 26 if you wanted to know.
We want to cover some history on this, Herb? Yeah, Herb, this engine was built in 1939 through 1949 right here in Illinois. Matter of fact, it was at the Electromotive Division's plant in LaGrange, Illinois. And so it's a very popular engine. Specifically, it's the best switching engine in terms of sales for EMD. They produced over 1,100 of these engines in that 11-year span.
You know, I like this engine too because this was an improvement over the original. The original was like 600 horsepower. This one's 1,000.
That's right. It actually, the model prior to this was called the NW, and the N stood for 900 horsepower, and the W was for a welded frame. And so when they came out with the NW2, that had the increase of horsepower up to 1,000. So this switcher has really been the workhorse for many railroads. Over 88 different companies bought this engine in that 11-year time span. So,
yeah, and Santa Fe had 15 of them.
Right, and so this is why it's so common where people recognize it, is because so many different railroads actually bought this engine.
And this engine kind of took steam out of the picture.
It did. This was, used in the yards for short yard activity, and it's really the universal switcher engine that everyone recognizes.
Let's take a look at this engine. You know, in the front here, you got the brake release. You can see right here.
Right.
I like all this handrail detail right here.
Yeah, it's very fine, but it's so detailed that it had to take Lionel a good deal of time to get that just right. I also like the stripes on the front for with the white markers, so the engineer would know as he's going up where the steps are at. Good safety measure.
Yeah, right in here.
Exactly.
And these are solid steps. They're not the swivelly type.
Right. Also, the flooring's got like a grip to it.
Yeah.
So with the little ridges, so that as the engineer would walk,
he's not going to slip.
Exactly. Nice safety measure.
And I like the light with the number on it, 2405 right here. And then the grab rail, so the engineer and firemen and the crew would be able to safely traverse the engine. Look at this bell. That was like
really
a moving bell.
And the smokestacks are nicely detailed as well. You can see the little vents at the very top for the
smoke retard. Well,
right.
The spark retarders.
Ah.
So we can take these off and then fill that with smoke.
Got it.
And then going back, you can see I like this horn here.
Yep.
And then we got the light shade here, and you were saying that it also can protect a person?
Yeah, the manufacturers decided that over time, by putting what would be a combination of a shade and safety vane over the window, it would protect the engineer if there was any falling debris. The prior engines didn't have that, but so actually it served two purposes.
Well, that's pretty nice. And then they have some detail here, and in the rear they have the grab rail again, the handrail that would take you up, and also a solid truck in the back.
Right.
What I like is here on top they have a grab rail that you can use to open the top and then look in it and see all the controls for setting up the engine without having to take it off the track.
That's very nice. Nicely disguised too.
And then all of the painting is crisp, which you'd expect. You got 2405, which is the engine number. Using the command control, I'd like to show you how the uncoupler works by pressing the coupler F for front. and that uncouples the engine, and it does the same thing for the rear uncoupler.
Nice.
And Joe, here's the rear coupler uncoupling.
Okay. I also like the rear railing detail. It's so finely woven into the back of the cab here. It just looks so realistic.
Yeah, all of the rail that's here
Right.
really is nice. And the front has that too.
And you got the white stripes for the steps for safety as well.
And this one has the zebra stripes, all in here. And this was done when the engines were renumbered. The original numbering was 2353 to 2367, and the revision was 2403 to 2417.
I also like the lighting on the cab.
Yeah, let me turn the lighting down a little bit, and we can see the interior lighting a little bit better.
Yep, and now you can see the engineer in the cab.
Taking a good look at the front, you can see the uncoupler. You can see where the switchman would be able to grab onto the step here. And I like this semaphore zebra pattern.
Yeah,
They got the number there. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, I also like the illuminated interior. Looking at this view now, you can see that there's actually two figures in there. You've got the engineer and the fireman. And with the cab light on, you can really see the detail. You can see their faces, you can see their uniform, their hats. Very nicely done.
The back of the engine is quite detailed too.
Yeah, we see the same kind of characteristics on the back as we do in the front with the zebra striping, the hand railing. You even see the windshield wipers on both of the back windows for both the engineer and the fireman.
Yeah, those are add-on items also.
Those are really nice.
Yeah, this thing is powered by some real nice trucks that they have here.
Very prototypical for that era. You can see the fuel tank along with the red dot for where the diesel fuel would be poured in.
What Lionel did to make this engine, they put one motor in the center, and then what they did, they geared it to both of the trucks.
Nice. That must be giving it good pulling power.
Yeah, it has 8 wheels of pulling power for Lionel.
Nice.
What's always nice is to see how this engine works with all of its legacy features. The fun part of this engine is to start it up and see what the legacy features are like. So we have the engine turned on. I like to start running the engine by putting on the aux1 sequence control. So I hold the aux1 until the bell and whistle go off, and there they did. So now we can start running the engine. But let's check in with the station master.
Yardmaster, we're ready. Are we clear to pull? Over. Negative. Yardmaster, I've got clearance to pull. Over. Roger that. Out.
Right when you're ready to go, they tell you can't go. I don't know what the deal is. Let's see if we can get something again.
Yardmaster, we're ready. Are we clear to pull? Over. Roger that. The lead is yours. Over.
All right, now we can go.
Let's move on.
Cleared onto the lead. Out. We are moving. Over. Roger that. Yardmaster out. Howard, how's the lead look? Are we clear? Over. Yes, the lead is yours. Over.
The sound is nice and clear. The voices are
Crisp.
very crisp indeed. That's what I was going to say. And then the horn has got that nice boom sound to it.
Howard, how's the lead look? Are we clear? Over. Yes, the lead is yours. Over. Thank you much. Clear to the cut. Out.
If you want the engine to go slow, you really can make it slow. This is like 1 mile an hour.
It's very realistic, especially for yard work.
Yardmaster, I've got 4 car lengths to this cut. Am I clear? Over. Yes, the lead is yours. Over.
just in case we didn't have a full tank of fuel, we could fill at any time. We probably used a little bit of fuel, so we're going to refuel again. What you do is you reset the engine and you engage that, and then it'll start fueling. Getting a lot of fuel in there, Joe.
Well, it's good to get topped off.
Okay.
Yardmaster, my fuel's full. Out.
And then to get the sequence control features, we'll press aux 1. It'll be a bell and a whistle. And now we're into the sequence control.
And away we go.
We are moving. Over. Roger that. Yardmaster out.
Now here we have the train with a light load.
Yardmaster, got a full tank of fuel. Out. Howard, how's the lead look? Are we clear? Over. Yes, the lead is yours. Over. Thank you, Tower. Clear to the cut. Out. I'm at maximum authorized speed. Over. Acknowledged. Tower out.
Hey, we got a hot rod going here.
And he's really hauling.
Tower, almost there. Pulling in now. Over. Roger that. Out. Full stop. Come to a complete stop. Emergency stop. I'm on brakes.
Well, there must have been something ahead.
Over. Nice job. Tower out.
There must have been something ahead that he was
Engine stopped. Brakes are set. Over.
I'm glad we got a good engineer there.
I'm sure too. I mean, something must have been ahead for him to have him going into emergency stop mode. Well, maybe we'll get an all clear soon.
Tower, am I clear to make a move? Over.
Yeah, there we go.
Roger that. The lead is yours. Over.